and welcome to the Notts County Challenge. This is episode 33 and we are in the Championship. And this season it's all about survival. We have made a few transfers, which is nice to have a little bit of money after I played around with the wage budget that we received, which was quite generous, to be fair. Although the transfer budget was really poor. I think they gave us 40,000 with £90,000 a week wage budget. So if we just have a quick look at all the outs first. Wilbraham has finally retired. We did try and get him on staff, but our bosses seemed that we had enough people there, so they blocked any move that we tried to have. And it meant that in order to have him, we had to release some of our other coaches, and to be honest, they've been doing quite well, so we've had to let him go. Milsom, I wanted to get rid of for ages. It was always getting into the referee's books. I couldn't have that. Cole Dickinson has gone to Oldham for 20,000. We got some money for him. I can't complain. We released Forte, Hewitt, Peter Dill from the under 18s, I think it was, or under 23s, and Swartzy is finally gone, and Hartley as well. Their contracts were up and they weren't. Well, I wanted Forte and Hewitt to go for a while. They were on quite a lot of money, they were quite old, and they weren't budging. They were quite happy to sit on the bench and do nothing and rake in £2,500-3,000 a week. We couldn't afford that. For somebody who wasn't going to be playing, why would you? Swartzy, we have no need for a left winger. That was his ideal place. As much as I wanted to keep him, yes, he deputised quite well left back position, but we thought that with the budget money we had, we could bring somebody else in. Jack Hartley, again, young and deemed as a hot prospect. For the few times we did play him in the season before, I think it was, I wasn't that impressed, and to be honest, his stats weren't going up that quickly enough for me. Tootle and Jordan Richards, instead of getting rid of them, I have sent them out on loan. I think that was the only way, just to bring the wage budget down a little bit, and just to, if they wanted playing time, that was the only way they're going to do it. So, on to the ins, and we have spent quite a little bit of money. Like I said, I fiddled around with the budget figures. So instead of having 40,000 and 90 grand wage budget, we ended up with around about 800,000 and about 80 odd wage budget. And that seemed a bit better. The whole point was to try and strengthen our back four, especially the wing backs, definitely the left back position. We were having, like I said before, Swartzy playing in left back position when he's supposed to be a left midfielder. Yes, he did well, but that's not his position. So we had to look for people at the back and strengthen the back, really. I mean, like I said, this is all about survival this season and hopefully not conceding as many goals. So if we have a look at the first chap, Jack Rolls, 275,000, possibly going up to 325. He's 20 years old. He was a Tottenham under 23s, and to be perfectly honest, his stats look amazing for a 20-year-old, and we have got him for at least 2 years. And the wages they were demanding, £3,000, £4,000, managed to knock him down to £2,500 a week. I mean, our players in the main team are not earning that. Although they have all got a few pay rises now, and because they're still contracted next year, I'm assuming they're going to be wanting a lot more money, which I can't blame them, to be fair, with the players we've brought in on a lot more. Tom Field, 300,000. Yes, Brentford, again, 22 years old, and to be honest, it was pick of the bunch, really, for is he our left back? Our left back. And if we just have a look, he's way ahead for left back role. I mean, I'd be foolish not to take him. I mean, his stats look great. His natural fitness is 13. I mean, fair enough, jumping reach, he doesn't really need it. He's a left back. His pace is quite good. His stamina is good. Positioning is good. I mean, they're all in the double figures. Granted, his header's not great, or his finishing, but he's a defender. I want him at the back defending. So moving on to John Joe Kenny. This guy's from Everton. Now, I tried to get somebody else from Everton, and to be perfectly honest, he was demanding way too much money, £6,000 a week for no chance. But this guy, right back, he looks pretty solid. I mean, them stats, there's a plenty of greens in there, and if you look at in comparison with the rest, he's going to be perfect backup for Luke O'Neill, and I'm hoping we can rotate the pair of them two. And finally, Jordan Forster. The other player really missing was our central defender, really, and we picked him up from, where was he? In Scotland, Hibernian. He hasn't played a great deal of games, granted, but his jumping, his heading, even his tackling, and the rest will all follow. I think he'll do quite well for a centre back. His aerial skills is probably what you want, really. Great. Admittedly, his acceleration and pace isn't brilliant. Finances, it's not that bad actually, considering how much we've spent. 1.5 million in the bank. That's pretty good, and we've still got some transfer budget left. A little bit of leeway in the salaries, but I think for now, until we get to January, I think we'll make do with what we have. So the board fight bravely against relegation. We're hoping not to be in that position. We more than likely will be, but you know, I think we can do it. We fought the odds last season where we were supposed to have gone down. In fact, we've actually gone up. But yes, it is a big jump, admittedly. So today we are going to bring you the game against Sheffield Wednesday, and probably just play that one game, to be fair. The EFL Cup, again, yes, it would be nice to progress, but I'm not going to be worried too much about it. But I think it's all about survival this season. So if we just have a look where we're supposed to, the preview, there you go, bottom, 1,000 to 1 to win. I'd put odds on it, I really would. We've got Forest in there, Derby, even Villa. So there's going to be quite a few games in here. Burnley, Hull and Norwich have obviously come down from the Premiership, and they'll be looking to want to go straight up. Brentford, on the other hand, may I remind you, we beat twice last season on their way to winning the league. But as it looks like it's us and Luton really that we're destined to go straight back down. But I can't see it personally. We're doing quite well. And as you can see from the friendlies, we've been scoring goals. Admittedly, they're not against big teams. I mean, Ayr and Dunfermline, goals galore in there, and you can see a 10-0 win in there. It was just to keep the legs ticking over. Campbell and Reed netting hat-tricks, which is really nice. Which, for this game, speaking of Reed, he's gone and got himself bloody injured. The guy's out for 9 to 11 months on cruciate ligaments. We did have someone inquire about him. And you know what? If it wasn't for the fact that it was money-wise it was non-existent, I would have let him go. But as it is, he's going to be out for the season. So that's him gone, really. Anyway, so to start off with for the Sheffield Wednesday game, we have Gillespie in goal. O'Neill, Kirkhoff, Guthrie comes in. Only purely because Dick is a bit tired. He's not ready yet. And Tom Field comes in. Now he's one of our new guys. And until Brophy comes back, I believe he's coming back now. He's almost match fit. But Field comes in, and to be perfectly honest, in the friendlies he's been playing really well. He's been getting himself forward. He's been crossing the ball in. Something that we've been missing, admittedly. And he's actually been knocking a few in as well, which is an added bonus. But goals are going to come from anywhere, I reckon. In midfield we have Lesniak, Jacobs and Whitfield. So up front, familiar faces in Donnelly, Campbell and Hilton. We didn't search for anybody up front. I was more than concentrating on the back four, to be perfectly honest, and just a backup in midfield through Jack Rolls, which he can come in and do the job as well. But the forwards, I am quite happy with who we have. Sam Byrne, he's still not happy. He's asked for a transfer. We're trying to get rid of him as well. And until he goes, I'm not going to go for anybody else. The squad's quite full as it is. We're going to stick with the 4-3-3. That's what we've been using in the friendlies, and I think they've been using the 5-2-1-2 and the 4-2-4 formation as well. Just been switching it around, and it's been working. The goals are flying in. It might be different when we start, but who knows? We shall see. So we'll submit the team. We are at home. I fancy Sheffield Wednesday to win this one. Having looked at the lineup, Sheffield Wednesday seem to have more about them than Ken County. I expect this quality to show through the during the match. The absence of Reed will hit Notts hard. Well, we have got 3 other people on there that can do the job just as well. Jordan Rhodes is a main guy, with Lesniak still our main guy in midfield. Anybody we know? Is that Aaron Lennon? Aaron Lennon on the right hand side. Wow. Right, we should encourage the team despite everyone consider us the underdogs here. Let's go with it. So they've listened keenly. I'll just come in and give them a bit of positivity. They all look motivated now. So first game, Championship. Let's go. I don't expect us to be hammered. I expect us to give them a good game. And that looks like a full crowd. And as Sheffield Wednesday kick off, Lennon has it straight away. Good interception by Field. That's what we like to see. Sheffield Wednesday again. Lennon inside to Rowe. Oh, that's not what we wanted to see. Wow. Minute in. Well, I expected it to last a little bit longer than that. Bugger. Right, we're on the attack. Out to Field. Field with a cross in. And are we going to get first goal? Anyone? Donnelly. Reed. Hilton. So unlucky. We've had an effort on goal. We're doing well. Oh, we need to cut that out. The short passes out, I reckon. Come on, 25 minutes. We're at home. Come on. We can't be looking at the bottom of the table already, surely. Well, almost. Anybody willing to give any resistance whatsoever? It's not. The game's not that far apart, so I'm not too worried yet. Okay, tell the team they've been unlucky so far. You do that. Okay. Is there anybody? Well, to be honest, they look knackered. Let's start the second half. Campbell now has it. Guthrie, over to Field, who's picked up a yellow card. Need to keep an eye on that. Bannon has it. Go on, Lesniak. Don't header it. Bring it down and run with it. Oh, it's a good take by Donnelly. Campbell, come on, Hilton, let's go for it now. Oh, referee! Looking at 20 minutes to go and looking to bring a sub on in a minute. Too easy. Absolutely too easy. Tore us apart. Forestry. Rhodes. Okay, so to the first game. I'm not too worried. We'll bring a few subs on. Let's bring Jack Rhodes on. To Whitfield. Will you play there? No, we'll stick you there, don't worry. That's fine. Sam Byrne, you can come on for a bit. Hilton, not playing so well. And do you know what? Can we bring we'll bring Patton on as well. Let's rest Lesniak. Right, we'll do that. I just hope we're not going to be undone by this formation, really. And there's one back, Kirchhoff. Come on, first goal in the Championship. Well done. I've had to wait for the 75th minute, but who cares? We've got one back. And this formation does score goals, so I can't moan. 2-1, it's not bad, we have got a goal. That's what we're after. Come on, can we get another one? Could be that substitutions have done that as well. Come on, 5 minutes to go. I think we need to attack now as well. Right, last few minutes, can we get another one? Can we get a draw at least? Come on. Knock it back. Good head. No, no, no. I think we should sympathise with them. Yeah, I think so too. They were unlucky. It's the first game in the Championship. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday must have been there for ages. There wasn't much in it, to be fair, really. 1 in every 2. I mean, they had 10 shots, 4 on target. Yeah, they were more clinical, should I say. Okay, that's not too bad. The first game it's annoyingly puts a red blip on there, but a draw would have been nice. We're going to leave it there. What we'll do, we'll come back, we'll play a couple of games away to Tranmere, away to Ipswich, and we'll come back for the Aston Villa game actually, and the Huddersfield one as well. It'll be quite good. Right, if you like the video, please pop a like on there. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. Thank you.